Hey, fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined right now on the phone with GENNADY GOLOVKIN'S trainer, Abel Sanchez. Abel, thank you so much for taking the call. I'm sure you're getting a million phone calls right now.
It's a pleasure. Yes, we are getting a lot of calls, but that's why we're in this business, and that's why what we expect.
Right, so let's get right to this. Surprising, shocking, throwing everybody off. Everyone was expecting Chris Eubank Jr. How did it come about that, you guys were going to fight KELL Brook?
Well, originally, 3 weeks ago, there was talk of Eubanks getting excited about fighting Golovkin. Eddie and Tom were talking about it, and I guess from Eddie's conversation with Tom, it was very difficult to finalize something with the father, with Chris Eubank Sr., so they went to the plan B. I'm sure that Tom and Eddie were in talks about that fight prior to, just in case, because that's the way these promoters are. They always have something planned in the future for us. So Chris was too impossible to deal with, so they went to plan B, and it got done in 2 days. Same world-class deal that Chris Eubank was going to get, KELL Brook is getting. So it wasn't about the deal. It was just their difficulty to deal with.
Can you elaborate a little bit on exactly what made it so difficult with Chris Eubank Sr.?
That's a question for Eddie Hearn, because Eddie's the one that was dealing with him. We agreed to all the terms on this end. Tom and the Herman brothers, GENNADY's managers, agreed to the terms on our end, and Eddie was negotiating that end. So that's a question for Eddie.
And so with KELL Brook, was he ever on the radar with you guys? Because I know that most of the people who read the news or are reading the news now are quite surprised, because he is a big welterweight.
If you recall, 6-7 months ago, he made some comments about that he would step up and fight Golovkin, since nobody was willing to. He would step up 2 divisions to fight Golovkin at 160. And by the way, this fight is at 160. It's not no catch weight. It's at 160. So when he made those comments, I don't think people forgot him. I don't think Eddie forgot him. I don't think Tom forgot him. So when the Eubank situation became a problem, Eddie reached out to him and took 2 days to finalize the deal.
Normally, you guys tend to, and I say you guys, Golovkin's camp tends to announce an opponent within usually a month after he fights. So it's been about over 2 months since he last fought. I think this is an obvious question, but I'm going to ask anyways. Is it really difficult to really lock in? I mean, it's sort of like slim pickings for you guys, right?
Okay, you make a very valid point. I think that's what people need to understand, is that the longer it takes to finalize a fight or finalize an opponent, the harder it is not only to publicize it, but to have a date with HBO. HBO's only got so many available dates. So if we take a long time to come up with an opponent, come up with a deal, come up with a contract, then we're not going to have GENNADY fighting 3 times a year. We cannot sit around and waiting for Eubanks to make up his mind, or Jacobs to make up their mind, or Canelo now fighting in September of 2017. It's got to be the guys that are willing to get in the ring now. And when they go to negotiate, if it takes more than a month, Tom and the Herman brothers and HBO are in a predicament, because now they have no time to not only announce it but promote it as it should be promoted. So that Eubanks took his time about and was difficult, we couldn't wait any longer. Neither could Eddie. Because not only the arena, but the date for HBO, Sky TV, all those factors have to be taken into consideration when you finally go in a different direction, because we can't wait any longer. What if we lose all those moments? And if we lose those moments, and now we're talking about the end of the year, and GENNADY doesn't get to fight. So that we're fighting KELL Brook, he took it right away, and that's why.
Do you know exactly why you guys decided on the UK? I mean, obviously with GENNADY being the champion, he could choose to fight here in America and have KELL come over this way. About
4 years ago, the whole team, right after we fought Proxta, the whole team, the whole Golovkin team, the Herman brothers and Tom and Golovkin and Max, we all sat and discussed that we wanted to fight Golovkin as often as possible. 4 times a year was the plan. Obviously, when you become champion, it's difficult to do that. And another important fact is that we were willing to fight anywhere in the world, because he's a world champion. He has to be seen by the world. It's not just the U.S. He's willing to go into anybody's backyard. As in this case, we're going into his backyard and giving him the home field advantage. But that doesn't matter to Golovkin. What he wants to do is he wants to fight, and it doesn't matter where it's at as long as there's a ring and a ref and an opponent. England is a place that we haven't been. We've been to Ukraine, to Germany, to Panama. He's big spot because right now England is a hotbed for championship boxing.
Right. When you mentioned the name of Kell Brook to GENNADY, what was his initial reaction to that?
Whatever you guys think, whatever you think, Coach. You think it's a good fight? We'll take it. He just happens to be the fighter, and he allows his team to bring them suggestions and bring them opponents and bring them the deals, and he does the fighting. That's the beauty of this situation is that he allows his people to do their job.
Right. And lastly, I wanted to touch on the whole Canelo verbal agreement that you guys have for September of 2017. I know that there has sort of been a lot of verbal agreements that have not actually manifested. Do you guys really believe that it's going to happen September 2017? Is there actually anything written, or is it in fact just verbal?
It's a verbal agreement and not really a verbal agreement. There's no agreement. It's just a talk of sometime in 2017. But for us right now, the important thing is keeping Golovkin busy. And if that fight happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that's okay. As long as we stay busy and Golovkin fights three times a year minimum, and disposes of whomever we have in front of him. If Canelo decides to step up and Oscar decides to step up, great. Then I think the fight fans will be treated to a great fight. But if not, that's not something that we need to be concerned with on our side because you can't force somebody to get in the ring with Gennady.
Right. And what is it from your end, from your guys' perspective, and obviously dealing with negotiations with Golden Boy and Oscar, what do you think the problem was? Why could we not get the fight, this mega fight, this September?
Well, I personally don't know. I'm not in their room. I'm not in their office, but pointing to the fact that he's fighting at 154 for this next fight and fighting for a junior middleweight champion title doesn't tell me that he's headed towards 160. But that's their issue. That's something that Oscar and his brain trust have decided, and that's okay with us. Tom's phone is always ringing. Tom's phone is going to be available when they decide to call. And if they call, great. We'll announce it then. But at this point, that's a moot point. That's something in our rearview mirror right now.
Mm-hmm. Can I get your take on that fight, Canelo versus Liam Smith?
I think it's a tough fight. Liam Smith is a decent fighter, not on the level of Canelo, but you know what? This kid's getting an opportunity of a lifetime. He's getting an opportunity to upset the apple cart, so to speak. He's getting an opportunity to make his mark. So I give him a chance, but Canelo is on a different level. But Liam has a chance.
Okay, and when can we expect this press tour? I imagine you guys are going to be going over to London at some point. Do you know when the fight fans and the media can be expecting the press conference?
I believe Tom was talking about the week of the 25th in that range. Not next week, but the week after, I believe.
Right.
But I'm sure that Bernie will be announcing it. There'll be a press release put out. But there is going to be a press conference, yes. A press tour, I should say.
Yeah. All right, well, fantastic. Thank you, Abel. I know you're a busy man, but I always appreciate you taking the time out to speak with us, and we'll speak to you guys soon.
Hey, fight fans,
Michelle,
if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, make sure you go ahead and do so because Behind the Gloves is worldwide with our coverage. All you have to do is click this little link right here.